and welcome back to Conversations at Barker. This is our podcast series where we dive into topics that may be insightful for you as you journey alongside your child through their teenage years. In our last series, we talked about strengthening bonds with our children. Today, we are kicking off a new series called Purposeful Pathways, which is about exploring the many post-secondary educations out there and how success looks different for every child. I'm Lionel, one of the Special Education Needs Officers of ACS Barker. I'm really glad to be joined today by our school principal, Mr. Khoo, and my colleague, Pei Yun, who's also an SEN officer. Pei Yun, thanks for joining us today. Would you like to share with us a little bit about yourself?
Hi everyone, I'm Pei Yun, also a Special Educational Needs Officer in ACS Barker, and I'm very honoured to be part of this podcast. I graduated with a degree in psychology, and this job has been my first and only job to date. I have grown and developed my own skills over the years thanks to multiple training as well as on-the-job opportunities presented by the school for me, and I'm proud to say that this is my 9th year on the job.
Thanks, Pei Yun. Now in our first podcast, something that really intrigued me was what Mr. Khoo shared about his own education journey. Mr. Khoo, you mentioned you once dreamed about becoming a doctor and then a researcher in life sciences, but your A-level set you on a different path, leading to where you are today. Can you tell us how it unfolded?
Sure. I didn't choose to be a teacher actually at the start of, rather after my A-level. But my desire to help people remains the same. That's my purpose. So what I did was I thought I chose something that is really close to it. That was life science. It was popular then, so I chose really to do biochemistry and microbiology, hoping to join Institute of Molecular and Cellular Biology. The reason is because I thought if I become a researcher, medicine, help people save life. Then in my final year, I realized I don't really like to do research. Spending my days and nights in the lab wasn't really what I like. So when I finished my A-level, I actually have a chance to do relief teaching, and I was involved in church Sunday school. That's where I realized I do like to teach. So in my final year of my university, that's when I made a decision to become a teacher. Well, the rest is history, but it wasn't really a smooth path. Actually, I only became a teacher on my 3rd attempt, but it's worth the effort.
Wow, it was a really amazing feat, and Mr. Khoo really, I think, is very effortful how you really hold true to whatever interests you the most and also manage to seek a career out of it. And we are very thankful and very lucky to have you as our principal now. Yeah. I'm curious also, Mr. Khoo, throughout your career as a teacher and now as a principal, did you guide your students the same way that you guided your own children on exploring their educational pathways and when it came to their aspirations?
I think really it's the same thing. Conversations really matters a lot. And it's not just one conversation, but having many conversations. Through it, we talk about values, purpose, hearing them out of what they like to do and not like to do. I do not try to move them to any cause specifically, but rather to clarify exactly what they want to do and what they like or they want to achieve. And I think really what is important is that for students or for anyone to really know their strengths, the values, their purpose. And once they have that, right, I encourage them to discover, to grow themselves, to seize opportunity, whether is it from CCA, VIA, or even church or community services outside, so that they can discover their purpose and give, and hopefully clarify exactly what they want to do and what they want to study. Yeah.
That's really very meaningful, Mr. Khoo. Is this something you also did with your own children? And when did those conversations about tertiary education begin?
Well, honestly, I can't really remember exactly. Probably in the upper secondary, we start to talk about what do you want to do, what do you want to study. I do clarify with them, like what I did with the students, about their interests, their passions, their values, purpose. And I think, and also help them to reflect their decision-making process. And sometimes really like serving a mirror. As they talk about it, I clarify, sharpen it. And I think those are things that I do with my children.
I see. So you kept the conversations open, guiding them through their choices rather than deciding for them. That must have really strengthened your relationship with them.
Yeah.
How do you support them in making their tertiary education choices while also giving them the space to pursue their own interests?
I think it comes in two directions. I think one is really supporting them to discover their strength, develop their interests, to be open-minded as they explore their interests, as they discover the various things that energize them especially. The other thing is really to give them the reality check so that they know where they are, whether it's a dream that's too far, that's really not close to the reality. I think one example is really my children are not very sporty people. And if any one of them come and tell me that they want to go into sports management, I would probably clarify a lot because they need to know the reality. Do they even understand the psyche of a sports person, for example, to really be good in that area? So I think we support them in both ways, being open-minded, but at the same time, the reality check.
Mr. Khoo, it is really an amazing feat to immerse yourself in your own child's exploration of the education journey, as well as at the same time also letting them be the drivers of their own lives when necessary. Juggling the balance between support as well as giving them the right dose of reality check at the same time must have taken a lot of conscious guidance, effort and patience on your end. Can you share with us one turning point? So maybe a time when one of your children or the youth in church made a decision you didn't expect, but yet you supported them all the way anyway, and how did that turn out to be?
I can think of my son. So my son actually, when he when he finished his A-level, he was thinking of what to apply. He wasn't very sure, but he figured that he liked science and he also liked psychology. So he actually applied for double major, one in life science and psychology. And he got it. And we are quite happy because we knew that he really liked those areas. But God has his way. So when he went to national service, he was posted as a medic in the medical center. He worked with the medical officer, he worked with medics. He realized that actually he get excited about, chance to save life and make a difference, seeing the MO in actions. And he told us that he really think even at A&E is really very energizing. So he shared with us that he wanted to change his course. My role was really to clarify that, helping him thinking through, working through with him his decision making. I knew that, medical students or housemen, their life is really very tough, very demanding. I wanted to be sure that he was prepared for all these sacrifices and we want him to make that informed choice. And as parents, we also assure him that we are not parents who really want our children to have a certain career to feel good about ourselves and boost our esteem. That he really make it for his own decision, for himself. And so when we really clarify all this and know that he's really in it, we go all out and support him. And today he's happily as a year 4 student, enjoying his course and using holidays to go for overseas medical missions and help people. And we are very happy.
That's really very powerful, your sharing, Mr. Khoo. Thank you. I can imagine parents listening will find that really encouraging. For you as a parent, how did you strike that balance between supporting your child's interests while also giving them the dose of reality whenever needed?
I think what's important, as parents, that we remember we are stewards of our children, and each one of them is really unique. They come with their strengths and all these things. They are not our clone, they are not our extension. So conversation with them is really to help them to discover themselves, their interests, their abilities, their purpose, their values. And then from that, we lead them on to the various possibilities they can consider they want to do. And of course we do that, help them to do reality check, also know that where they are, so that they also can know how to develop themselves, prepare themselves for those challenges and opportunity.
Really appreciate for your sharing, Mr. Khoo. It's really amazing to hear from an educator, parents' perspective, or who adopts a unique way of shaping the mind of young people in their education journey. One big takeaway for me from this conversation is that our children aren't extensions of ourselves. They are unique individuals with their own paths. To our viewers, thank you for tuning in today, and we hope to see you in our next episode where we will dive into the question, who am I, with our very own education and career guidance counselor. See you soon!